Hello and welcome. It's BoB Earth Day and we are here with the BoB Earth team. We've got Linzi, Faye, Katharine and myself here to do a little demo of BoB Earth platform since it's our 1-year birthday. So thank you for joining and welcome everybody. I will start with Linzi. Linzi, can you tell us a little bit about the BoB Earth vision and why we're here today?
Thanks, Iona, and hello, BoB community, and thanks for beaming in today. We've had such an exciting day so far, Iona. We kicked off this morning with a video, then we went straight into L&D. We did an interview with Jude from PlayMob. Katharine did an interview with Julie King, didn't you? And Mark sent Orange. And then we had 2 lunches running in parallel, one a vegan lunch and one a meat lunch. So it's been quite a jam-packed day before getting to this session now. I did a video this morning and interestingly, I kicked it off and I said, BoB Earth was set up because we wanted to unite the world on purpose. And we really wanted to create 1 billion acts of purpose. And when Earth Day came about last year, Katharine and I, and I'm not sure if we can get hold of the video, but Katharine and I sat down and said, okay, it's Earth Day. We want to make an announcement. We're here to launch the BoB Earth platform. We've been working on it for 4 years. It's not ready because the pandemic had hit and we had over 2,000 businesses come around us. And we went live with it anyway a month after that. And I sit here now a year later and it's our first birthday. And I sit here feeling so proud because the platform was always something that we were building up to be able to connect everybody around the world on purpose. And I believe that that has started to happen over the last year. And when I look at today and I sit here and all these incredible people and businesses and the community that's come around us and the BoB team and how we've all embraced not only a massive pivot point for the pandemic and the recession, which is what so many businesses have gone through, but how we've all embraced purpose and how our statement for today, reduce your carbon footprint and increase your purpose footprint, is never more apparent. And so the vision for BoB Earth was always to connect people around the world to unite. And that meant that no matter where you lived or the demographic that you lived in, everybody could be seen and heard. And what we wanted to do was create a learning environment, BoB School, which became BoB Homeschooling, the online version, so that everybody could learn together to grow. And that meant that people could co-create in a learning space so that when they sat together in a classroom, those businesses from different industry sectors would connect together with each other. And then they would able to go and trade together. And that meant they could go and impact change in the world. And the vision for this platform, which, you know, you're all going to talk about in a minute on the different sections, meant that we could become a campaigning platform for good. And that what that really means is that any industry sector could come together on the platform, learn how to shift their business over from 20th century thinking to 21st century thinking, and then be able to connect not only with themselves or their teams, but actually connect with other people from other industries and campaign together all around uniting the world on purpose. Whether that's uniting on health, education, manufacturing, retail, finance, whatever the industry, whatever the cause. Now, what if we're sat here in 5 years from now on our 5th birthday? What if we're sat here on our 10th birthday and we're a platform that has enabled 1 billion people to come together from all industry sectors? And we look at that platform and we're just the kind of hub in this boat, hub and spoke with all these different industries connecting around the world. Now, I know that there's many platforms that are out there, but with those platforms, they're very broadcast. And they go out and they broadcast, and it's one way speaking. And at the moment, with what's happening with the pandemic and the recession, there's a lot of censorship that's taking place on platforms because people are speaking out and being censored, or people are too scared to speak out. And the BoB Earth platform gives people the absolute opportunity to speak from their heart and actually talk about business issues, industry issues, societal issues, world issues, but do it from a space of love, not from a space of fear. So that when they come together and connect and unite, people are connecting and uniting and actually driving a campaign for good and not actually driving campaigning around fear. So the vision was always to have a platform to be able to connect developed and developing countries together. And if we can build brands to grow businesses, to shift industries that make a positive change in the world, then I think that we've done a good job and we've already started on that journey.
Yeah, we've definitely seen that in play today. And Linzi, I heard you say 3 really important things in that conversation, which was connect, learn, and trade, which is what we're here to show today. So starting with, I think it was Faye, wasn't it, who was going to take us on a little tour of Connect. I'm just going to pull up the BoB Earth platform so that everyone can see. We can have a bit of a show and tell. So bear with me 2 seconds while I
love the line whilst you're looking, pledge your purpose today, because we've really created this purpose footprint. And for people that anyone wants to come and pledge their purpose, come and put your details in and actually say who you are, what's your purpose, what are you pledging today, how are you increasing your purpose footprint and decreasing your carbon footprint, because that really starts how we're going to all connect together, which is the connect area of the platform.
Yeah. So welcome to BoB Earth, and this is what you would see upon logging into BoB Earth. And Faye is going to take us on a little journey of Connect. So Faye, lead the way, please.
I will do. So if you want to click into Connect, that would be great. So the main thing, I think what Linzi sort of covered as well, is that the Connect is really the heartbeat of BoB Earth. So it's where everything begins and starts. And for us, it's very much about building a network and making sure that you're building a network, not just through sort of industry and society, but mainly through your purpose. And I think something that's really powerful for BoB is the belief that we all come together with a common purpose. And when you do that, you're much more powerful than when you're doing something alone. So that's why the network, sort of the Connect area, is a really important part for us in the community. It's where everyone sort of comes together. You can see here that we've obviously got the globe showing all of the places around the world where we have our community. And you can search for people on the earth and for people to connect with, either through sort of location, through country. Obviously, we're global, so you can see all the places we're at, but also through industries and through purposes. And the whole reason is just to bring all these like-minded people together and campaign together and move things together, all as one sort of entity to create global unity. And what you can also do, I think you can click through Iona, is every single street and country has been sort of very much bespoke, dedicated to that area as well. So it all feels like a very lifelike street and a community where you can sort of each other's houses. You can sort of see some sort of trees and streets and some iconic landmarks. So while that's just loading up, where are we today? We're in America. Are we in America?
Oh, we're in America. Oh. That's it. We've managed to get out, Katharine.
Well, finally, we were going to be having lunch in New York today, actually, but instead we so that would have been nice.
Nice.
So you can see here some of the people in the streets, in the community in New York. And as you can see here as well, it's very much about showing everyone's face. Everyone is a face, everyone's a person, and should be recognised like that. And also their purpose, which shows underneath, which is just another way of sort of how people connect on BoB Earth. Again, obviously, purpose-led platform. It's all about global unity, and it's not about the job title, so to speak. So once you either sort of browse the streets or countries on the earth, there's also another way that you can co-create as a community. And we've got some amazing groups which have been set up. They are based on lots of different things. They can be location, industry-based, societal-based, and it's essentially where the network come together to connect, and they can share their knowledge with each other, their ambitions, and it can be done through sort of networks, events, or clubs. It's also used to campaign together. So we've got a Unite on Purpose, which was a very big campaign that we started with our summit last November. And this is really where the community can drive conversation and sort of make sure that they're sort of pushing through their purposes, not alone, but all together. And then another part that we've got, which is launching on Connect very soon, that we haven't actually got live at the moment, so it's something to look forward to, is our Find Your Formula indicator, or quiz, depending on what you want to call it. And for us, that's a really important piece of quiz and information that people can sort of have a very snapshot of what BoB's about. It's a audit system which helps you look at the growth within your company. So it very quickly and easily, after a few questions, shows you where the gaps are, where the trends are, and from that you can understand where your business is today, and then essentially look at what you need to do, where your gaps are, and what you can improve on to get it to where you want it to be in the future. And it sort of obviously then is a really good sort of leverage point into our Learn, because you can then really understand which curriculum would best suit you for your growth needs. And the indicator itself covers 4 main points for us, and that's brand, product, your channels, and your sales system. And it sort of gives you a really good understanding of your current business model. And then from that, we sort of lead you into Learn. And is that you doing Learn, Iona?
That would be me taking you through.
Over to you, Iona.
So over to me. So I feel like I must do this so many times, as I'm always telling the community how to navigate the Learn area. So I'm quite glad I got this one today, because it is where my speciality lies. So when you come to Learn, this is where we come to co-create together, and we come to learn together, to grow together. And this is where all the kind of classic BoB School programs are held. So we've got the personal brand curriculum, the brand DNA. We've got all of our webinar series, which we've had about, I think, is it almost 50 weeks now worth of webinars, all loaded up here in the New Era's webinar series classroom, as well as the L&D Getting Ready program, which if you were around earlier, you would have seen a little sneak preview in today. And so the idea is here for the businesses that, and we've had probably about 2,000 businesses to date come through the school, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so we've had about 2,000, sorry? Katharine,
5,300, yeah, globally. And during the pandemic, about 2,000 businesses came around.
During the pandemic, yeah.
Yeah, so we've really launched this kind of new, as we're all learning from home together, being able to access your learning curriculums online has definitely been a big plus, and being able to learn with the kids at home with the whole homeschooling. So I'm going to take you on a little tour of the classroom, and we'll go to the brand DNA, because that's the classic kind of BoB School program that many people here probably already know about. And so once you were to enter a classroom, you would see that you've got everything about the course, which is written there, and understanding what the course content will be. And it's all broken down into bite-sized topics. So there's different chapters which will take you through different sections of the program, and each one has a little bite-sized video that goes with it. So these are definition videos, like what is brand versus branding, your product, channel, sales, and these are a couple of minutes long. And then the longest one would probably be about 10 minutes long. So if we have a little look about what that would look like, it's loading, bear with me. You would kind of work your way through the topics. And as you work your way through the topics, your house on your street is built. So if you remember when we went back to the Connect area, everyone had a little house that was being built. So the more you get along in your program, the more of a house you build on the street. You'll also be able to get all of your your program materials from the classroom as well, such as your workbooks. And the idea is in the learning is that we also have private classrooms set up, which I'll show you in just a second. If we go back to the classrooms area, which is, the idea is about accountability. So we're really about 3-way learning at BoB, which is about making sure that we're learning together, but also that you are being held accountable. So we set people up in accountability groups so that businesses can lean on each other for support, and with businesses who are going on the same journey. And we also have the video content as well as the third part of that learning. And so these are just some examples of some of the classrooms with support that we have, where everyone kind of meets up with their classmates and has chats in the class chat section. And moving on from learn, the idea is that once we connect together, we learn together and we trade together. And trade hasn't yet been launched, but Linzi, maybe you can tell us a little bit something about trade.
The whole vision for for the platform was always that the customer journey would never just connect on their own. They would never really want to learn on their own either, because if they did learning on their own, then they were not able to understand how to create great connections to be able to trade with each other. So when I thought about the vision of the platform, I always said I wanted to do a connect area, a learn area, and a trade area. And I remember very early on in this vision, people were kind of thinking I was a bit mad, because it meant that we had to build 3 platforms in one, rather than just building a connect area like Facebook has, or a learn area like, you know, you'd go on YouTube and you'd learn videos. What we wanted to do was build all 3. What we managed to do then was create a gamified platform with houses. So as you go through the learning area, in the connect side, when you get your purpose, you get the roof of your house. And it enables people to see that you've got your purpose, and people can connect with you on purpose because your profile is showing with your purpose. That means when trade launches, you will be able to trade in the trade area because you have the roof of your house. And that means that we know that you will be certified purpose, and you're able to trade with other people to impact change in the world. When thinking about trade and a new way of trading, I thought about trade from, look, I come from a Jewish community. So from my life and my world, people just traded with each other. You didn't kind of, in some ways, you didn't really need to sell something. You'd kind of share you'd gift your cow and they'd gift their tailoring, or, you know, and you'd trade something together. So the concept of trade came about so that people could trade time. So somebody could gift somebody some of their time without ever expecting anything in return. You could trade knowledge. So you could have a 2-way trade of knowledge where I might have a skill set and Katharine might have a skill set, and it becomes of value, but we don't have to exchange money. Or you can trade with a purpose coin on a gamified purpose coin. And that means I could pay for something with my purpose coin from somebody that's got their shop that's all around their purpose. So rather than it being I'm selling my engineering, they're selling engineering a better society. And people can then decide whether they want to gift time, they want to trade knowledge, or they want to trade with a purpose coin. When somebody trades with a purpose coin, they will be able to then, every time they trade with the coin, there will be money given to the L&D Foundation, and that will support somebody else's education. Because at the heart of everything we do is education, and we support the United Nations Goal 4, which is all around education, and they're a partner of ours on BoB, and they gave BoB this beautiful quote that's on the homepage of BoB Earth. That means that we can gift education to people around the world so that everybody can be seen, no matter where you live or the demographic that you live in. Now, one last thing that I'll say about the platform. The platform is a platform for good, and it's a campaigning platform. But my recognition was always that we could go and build somebody's business, but they still wouldn't be seen and heard because they still live where they live. They don't get the opportunity to be able to connect with another business or to be able to trade with somebody in that way. So the platform, think about it as a distribution platform. They are able to come into the school, transition their business over to 21st century thinking, and for the first time ever trade with anyone around the world. So that means you might have an underwear or a swimwear business in the BVI that really wants to trade with somebody in the UK. They might want to put their swimwear into Selfridges, and that they want to give back to their community in the BVI to support businesses or school or their community. On this platform, they're now able to connect, learn, and trade with different people from all industry sectors around the world. So it puts people on a level playing field. For the first time in history, people around the world can be seen and heard no matter where they are. They can trade together no matter where they live. And it doesn't mean that your business will be successful, because nobody can guarantee that. But it at least allows people to be seen no matter where they are in the world.
Thank you, Linzi. And I think that will nicely lead us into our cities conversation, which Katharine is going to take us on a little tour of. Isn't that right?
Yeah, that's right. So I think as Linzi, I was just reflecting then actually when we did sit down a year ago, and the vision was very much about bringing together an ecosystem of entrepreneurs. I always call them agitators, change makers, that wanted to come together to shift an industry in order to create a positive impact in the world. And I think what we knew is that we wanted to be the conduit that would enable these entrepreneurs, these brilliant businesses that were really driving for change to come together. And as part of that, we wanted to facilitate communities as well. So everything that we talk about is moving from silo to integrated. So long gone are the days where, you know, I had a business and you had a business, Iona, and we would compete against each other. And then effectively, in the end, it became a race to the bottom on price, which we've seen industry after industry decimated from that. And what we wanted to do was enable people to lift each other up, to come together, to actually be as big as the institutions out there by coming together. And interestingly, we're starting to see the big institutions follow some of the innovation that we're seeing in the entrepreneurial landscape. So we've invited communities to be part of BoB Earth and actually have their own city. So working in this integrated way where it's not we've got our platform over here and you've got your platform over there. It's like, let's be one platform for good. Let's work together. Let's lift each other up. So we've started to invite and work with communities that are purpose-led on the platform. So we've got 2 communities that we've just gone live. So we've got Bonnerly, and Bonnerly is an industry community. There are different types of communities that we're working with. There are business communities, industry communities looking to shift an industry, and then societal communities looking to shift an area of society. So Bonnerly is an industry city. It's bringing together the entire travel and tourism industry globally to come together to create a more sustainable industry. And this is an industry, as we've seen, like no other through the pandemic, that has been severely challenged and decimated. And the way to come out of that will be to bring them together and to work together. And the leaders of Bonnerly, Julie King and her team, very influential in the travel industry, are bringing together advocates from within the industry. 100 of the most senior people within travel and tourism are coming together to work together to create this community for the common good of the industry. And we're really happy to work with them on BoB Earth. I won't go through all of the, you can perhaps just click on her about page, but the different cities within, they have their own learn areas. Oh, so they have their own learn areas, they have their own connect areas, and they have BoB's Learn as well as their own learn. So they're very much connecting, learning, and then bringing those communities together to trade on purpose across the platform. So we also have the Unite on Purpose community, which is one of BoB's communities. And that's absolutely, we've run a summit. So Linzi launched a summit last year, 5-year summit, inviting the world to unite together on purpose. It was a fantastic event. It is the start. We've made a 5-year commitment. We have over 60 hours of purpose-led content in that learn section. We've got people uniting on brand, uniting on education, uniting on purpose, uniting on a new trading economy as well. So communities are sitting at the heart of our platform as well, as we invite those communities to come in and work with us so that we can work together to shift industries and create a positive impact in the world. And absolutely what you will start to see on the earth is us campaigning together. So we are a campaigning platform for good. with the cities, amongst industries. We're talking to government, and we're talking to all the big stakeholders. So yeah, really excited to have the communities on the platform this year.
Thank you, Katharine. I think that was a great little tour of the cities, and I think the groups that are going to be showing up there are also really exciting that we have coming soon. So just kind of wrapping up, I think, Linzi, can you tell us about how this all kind of ties together and the importance of this day?
We decided that World Earth Day a year ago was probably one of the most important days that was ever going to happen on the planet. The reason for that is because they've been having their birthday for 51 years now, and ours is our first birthday. And interestingly, I interviewed Manjula, and I said to her, you know, we are one today, and she heard it as we are one today, meaning we are all one. And I thought, gosh, isn't that interesting how I was saying we're one today, meaning our birthday, but actually the reality is, and I thought it summed it up beautifully, we are one today. And that means that really we are unity. And I always say the highest spiritual context is unity. You can't get any higher than that. When we are one today, we need to be one every day. And that means that we come together, we unite on purpose. And hopefully one day our children will live on this earth and on this planet, and they will be excited about the planet, not bereaved about what we've done to the planet. And at the same time, we recognize that everybody's racing to reduce the carbon footprint, which is absolutely essential for the planet. We need to race to lift up our purpose footprint whilst we're reducing our carbon footprint. And what that means is driving it into every single thing that we do, driving it into the whole of the ethical supply chain of everything we touch, and connecting my purpose footprint with your purpose footprint, Iona, with Faye's purpose footprint, with Katharine's purpose footprint, and together we grow. And that was the reason for the day today, because the vision was always, what if we could go from grassroots? What if we could get all the people together, which was always the vision of shifting the world into a new era through the eyes of brands. And that translates beautifully into today. This exact same purpose with the exact same principles. If we can lead with people, the institutions will follow. It's proven in every single form with every single revolution that's ever occurred. The difference is now that we're a quiet revolution and we're leading with love, not with fear. And so that was the purpose of doing World Earth Day today, because we wanted to make a start on the fact that we were reducing carbon footprint and increasing purpose footprint. And 1 million acts of purpose, Iona.
Yes, and that's exactly what we've been doing over our social channels over the last few weeks, which is we've been sharing ways that businesses, as inspired by the Earth Day organization, can decrease their carbon footprint, but also ways that as businesses we can increase our purpose footprint. And I think the most important message that we can take away from today is that it doesn't stop today. On the contrary, it's just begun. And so we can actually, like, this whole purpose footprint conversation is something that we're really going to be picking up as we continue, and we start to ask businesses what, like we've got in the chat box down there, it says pledge your purpose today, you know? And so we're really going to be driving that conversation. So if you're not already in the Bob Earth community group or on Bob Earth, please do come join us.
How did they join, Iona? How did they join the community?
Yes, so on Facebook, it's all of our social channel handles are We Are Bob Earth. If you want to join the Bob Earth community, it's just Bob Earth on the Facebook groups. And then if you want to join Bob Earth, it's bobearth.com.
And one of the last things as a gift, I believe, from the purpose day, from our purpose footprint day, from Bob Earth Day or Earth Day, World Earth Day, is we've got a report that's being written at the moment, isn't it? And it aligns with the World Earth Day. How many steps was it? 26.
Yes, so we had 26, but I think after today we're going to have a lot more content to share. So you never know, it might be 50 steps.
That's quite a difference from 26 to 56. But there will be a report that's being designed at the moment. So anybody that would like to receive that report, please put a message in the link below. If you're on the Facebook group, please put it in the chat box and we will be able to put you into the network and be able to send you out that report. And watch out, join the community, because we're going to be doing a lovely celebration in about 4 to 6 weeks from now with the new edition of the 1.1 of Bob Earth, and there's some really exciting stuff that's being launched over the next 6 to 8 weeks.
Indeed. Thank you so much, everyone, for
joining us, for hosting
Thank
us.
you.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.